This is the LT Media Network, and this is the L2C SPORTS FINAL. And now, with all the details, headlines, and the stories in the day in sports, here's our late boy, Steve the Baxman Baxley. Baxman, you're late. Yes, I know I'm late, but at least I'm here for 45, maybe 50 minutes of a good show. Good Lord, it is late. Hi there, everybody. Steve Baxley here. Welcome one and all to what I guess we will consider to be the late show of sports. And let's get to it, shall we? We got a lot of sports to talk about, including a little bit of baseball news. And, let's get with it here as we slow down to the basic. And let's get you to Bo. The opening day is just days away, but there's a little problem. The Toronto Blue Jays haven't got a home. The Canadian government has denied the request for approval to play games this season in their homeland, Canada. The Canadian government released a statement about all this. We remain open to considering future restart plans for the postseason should the risk of virus transmission diminish. We wish the Blue Jays best of luck as they start the regular season. Now, Canada has been able to flatten the curve in large part because of the sacrifices Canadians have made. And professional sports are important to the country and to the economy and to Canadians. At the same time, our government will continue to take decisions at the border on the basis of the advice of our health experts in order to protect the health and safety of all Canadians. Now, the U.S.-Canadian border is closed for non-essential travel through August 21st at the earliest, and the Canadian government is mandating a 14-day quarantine for anyone crossing the border. Obviously, this meant any Major League Baseball-related travel would need a special exemption. They didn't get it. Blue Jays president and CEO Mark Shapiro released the following statement Saturday afternoon, quote, "From the onset of discussions with the league and government officials, the safety of the broader community, our fans, and the team remained the priority of everyone involved. And with that, the club completely respects the federal government's decision. Though our team will not be playing home games at Rogers Center this summer, our players will take the field for the 2020 season with the same pride and passion representative of an entire nation. We cannot wait until the day comes that we can play in front of our fans again on Canadian soil." Now, the task for Major League Baseball and the Blue Jays now becomes where to find a home for the 2020 season. Their spring training facility in Dunedin, Florida could have been an option, but COVID-19 cases are surging in Florida, and it seems unlikely they want to deal with that. Now, the easiest option here appears to be Buffalo. It is where the AAA affiliate of the Blue Jays plays, and that's where their taxi squad has been during summer camp. Solon Field is a fine minor league facility, and at 16,600 seats, it has the largest capacity of any minor league ballpark. I tend to, of course, be biased in that. After all, I am a Lancey Lugnut fan, and the Lugnuts are an affiliated team of the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, granted, there won't be fans for this season, at least most of it, but it will still feel a lot closer to a big league park than many other minor league facilities. I debate that with all heart. Still, the clubhouses will pale in comparison to those in the bigs, and there are concerns about the lights, plus seeing the Jays call some plays other than Rogers Center, or some other place other than Rogers Center's home, will be weird. Then again, everything in 2020 has been weird. Yes, no, maybe. Beyond Buffalo and Dunedin, the Blue Jays could seek to play their games nearby in Rochester, New York, the Twins' AAA affiliate, or Manchester, New Hampshire, the Blue Jays' AA affiliate. A decision must be made soon so preparations can be made. They will open the 2020 regular season with a 5-game road trip, opening day Friday, July 24th, and the club is scheduled to play their first home game Wednesday, July 29th against the defending world champion Nationals. I still say they should do it in Lansing. Then again, that's me. Cooley Law School Stadium. Nice. Okay, we got some NFL news. Now, we all know this has not been a good week if you happen to be a fan of the NFL's Washington team. We all know how football's going to handle that. But how is Madden 21 going to handle the Washington situation, especially no team name unveiled? Well, here we go. Hi there. EA Sports will remove the team name and logos of the Washington NFL team after the franchise retired the Redskins nickname earlier this week. The company released a statement. Quote, their team name and visual identity. An EA Sports rep said per ESPN. We are quickly working to update Madden NFL 21 to feature a generic Washington team while we await final word on the updated team name and logo design. The old name will actually be in the physical copy of the disc since the disc is already in production, but game updates will feature a generic logo and uniform until Washington selects a new name for the franchise. It will change once Madden NFL 21 is connected to the internet. Another update will be provided when the new name is official, but Washington hasn't revealed any info of when that will be announced. Ooh, that is true. Players may continue to see some outdated Washington references in other areas of the game at launch, the statement said, but we are committed to removing all of those from the game in additional title updates coming shortly after launch. Washington is planning to have no Native American imagery when choosing its next team, although Warriors is the reported leader in the clubhouse. Washington plans the burgundy and gold colors have been part of the franchise for over 8 decades. Now, the Red Tails won a design contest a few years back and appears to be the fan favorite, especially to Washington quarterback Dwayne Haskins. The Red Tails have an intriguing history behind the name, a tribute to the planes flown by the Tuskegee Airmen, who were the first black military aviators that served in the U.S. Army during World War II. 3 of the first 5 admitted airmen were from Washington, serving as a connection to the city and the armed forces. A few NFL team names are tied to their city's history. Pittsburgh Steelers are an example. And the Red Tails name could resonate with Washington if the franchise decides to make the change. Whenever Washington decides to announce the team name, EA Sports will be on the ball, providing a game update. Madden NFL 21 will be released on August 25th. That's right. It's 18 minutes after the hour of midnight. We're going to be on the air for about close to 1 o'clock. You can get. In mixed martial arts, the anticipated Adesanya Costa middleweight title bout is set per reports. Initially delayed twice by injury and quarantine, the long-awaited UFC middleweight title bout between champion Israel Adesanya and Brazilian slugger Paulo Costa is finally a go. Adesanya, 19-0, will make second defense of his 185-pound title Saturday, September 19th in the main event of UFC 250, according to an initial report from Combate site that has not been finalized, although the pay-per-view card is expected to take place in Vegas. Both ESPN and MMA Fighting have since confirmed the news of the title fight as official. Costa, who at 13-0 was to pull out of their initially scheduled bout in March due to a shoulder injury. Adesanya, at 30, instead took on a veteran contender Yoel Romero at UFC 248 and came away with a close decision in a fight littered with inactivity. The beef between the two fighters began last October when Adesanya knocked out Robert Whittaker to unify the middleweight title in Australia. Costa, who was fresh off his own decision to win over Romero, sat cage-side and shared words with the new champion. That same scenario played out after Adesanya edged Romero and security was forced to prevent Costa from entering the cage. Now, the matchup between the unbeaten rising stars is expected to be everything that Adesanya Romero wasn't, considering Costa's straight-ahead style of pressure and power shots. It's style which should mesh perfectly with the calculated counter-striker in Adesanya, who has rapidly climbed the pound-for-pound rankings after storming onto the scene for his debut in 2018. That's right. Excuse me for a moment. Got a scratch here. Thank you. And speaking of MMA, well, we got a little MMA action for you. And Delson Figueiredo dominated Joseph Benavidez to win the flyweight title with a big Schubert there. The UFC flyweight division has a new face in the aftermath of Henry Cejudo vacating the title last year. It only took Davidson Figueiredo 2 victories over Joseph Benavidez to get there. Figueiredo, 19-1, who knocked out Benavidez in February, but wasn't able to claim on Saturday by choking Benavidez unconscious late in round 1 to become the undisputed champion. Disastrous men's flyweight history in 2012 and lost the division a trio of times by heavy power shots and was forced to fight off upwards of 4 rear naked choke attempts until Figueiredo, 32, put him to sleep after busting an open elbows from the mount. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's keep going here. It is 22 after midnight in the East. 22 after 9 p.m. in the West. Pick it good, folks. Friday night, New York Yankees starting pitcher Domingo German hit on social media that he is leaving baseball, at least for the time being. It might not return to the sport. He made the announcement in a since deleted Instagram post. In a separate Instagram post that has also been deleted, German wrote, quote, "If I decide not to return, I will be proud of my effort in my 11-year career." Spanish Yankees manager Aaron Boone was asked about responded he was aware and had no further comment. On Saturday, German walked back his comments and apologized for his unsettling post and said he is not leaving baseball. ESPN's Jeff Pazan has a screen grab of German's latest social media update. German, at 27, was issued. Let's try that again. German, who at 27 was issued an 81-game suspension under the league's domestic violence policy last September. He still has 63 games left to serve, so he won't be able to play during the 60-game regular season this year. He will, however, be eligible to return for the 4th game of the postseason should the Yankees qualify, however. Now, prior to his suspension last year, German went 18 for 4 with a 4.03 ERA and 143 innings. James Paxton and Masahiro Tanaka will be free agents this offseason, possibly J.A. Happ as well. And German would presumably slot into New York's rotation alongside Garrett Cole and Jordan Montgomery next season. Luis Severino is expected back from Tommy John surgery around midseason. in 2021. Wowsies. All right. It's time that we give you a listen in. Usually we would, but since we're on YouTube, we are not allowed to bring you a bit of a, that would be copyright no-no. So sadly, we won't be having any listen-ins, but we will give you score updates. So let's give you all. In fact, one game is being played now live. You can catch it on Fox Sports 2. So the Blues versus the Power. They've just started the third quarter. The Power lead by 6-4-40, plays 5-4-34. And there you go right there. And let's give you all the rest of round 7 scores. I'm sweating here, folks. So if we can do this, I'll be happy. So do any live video or live audio games. So here we go, our AFL round 7 review. Collingwood defeated the Geelong Cats 8-9-57 to 5-5-35. Collingwood won by 22. In Friday's action, it was the Western Bulldogs over Essendon Bombers by 42, 14-9-93 to 7-9-51. The Brisbane Lions defeated GWS Giants 13-10 by 20, 13-10-88 to 10-8-68. Now, the Gold Coast Suns swept out the Sydney Swans by 32, 13-14-92 to 9-6-60. And Richmond defeated North Melbourne by 54 points, 11-11-77 to 2-11-23. And right now, our live broadcast on FS2 is Port Adelaide versus Carlton. And at 5:57, 6 minutes played in the third. It's Port Adelaide by 6-4-40 to 5-4-34. Games to watch for tomorrow. It's Hawthorn, the Hawks versus Melbourne from Giant Stadium in New South Wales. And Fremantle takes on the West Coast Eagles at the Optus Stadium in Western Australia. And Monday's action, it's the Adelaide Crows taking on St Kilda at the Adelaide Oval in Southern Australia. This AFL report is a service of Toyota and McDonald's with the assist from Coca-Cola. Always refreshing, always Coca-Cola. And let's give you right now a update on the ladder as we slowly roll into week 8. And let's take a look right. The 8 teams are that are so far so good as the ladder pops up. Port Adelaide is on the top of that ladder with a 5-1-0 record, 20 points. They're in first place, Brisbane Lions, with 5-2-0 record. They got also 20 points. And they are, as I said, in second place. Third place, Collingwood at 18 points, 4-2-1. Their record. Richmond, also 18 points, also with a 4-2-1 record. They are in fourth place. Geelong Cats are in fifth with 16 points, a 4-3-0 record. The Gold Coast Suns are in sixth place with 16 points, another 4-3 record. The Western Bulldogs are 16 points, 4-3-0 record. And Essington is in eighth, 16 points, 4-2-0 record. Top eight go to the playoffs and the finals. Meanwhile, the best of the rest. St. Kilda in 9th, Carlton in 10th, GWS Giants in 11th, West Coast Eagles in 12th, Hawthorn in 13th, Fremantle 14th, Melbourne 15th, Sydney Swans in 16th, 17th is North Melbourne, and the Adelaide Crows are inching closer at 18th place, and the Wooden Spoon. They are on a 6-game losing streak. I don't think there's been a team in the AFL, and I may be wrong. If I am, I do apologize, that has gone all season without a victory. This may be a first. Okay, it is 12:32, and I know somewhere we do have a promo. And just to let you know right now, no live events happening tonight. Tomorrow, there should be some. Just to make sure, we always check. And we welcome you. In fact, the only thing live is us right now, and we're happy to say hello. So we're the only game in town right now live. Whew. But let's get you some more great sports stats by taking you to the beautiful thing known as the. You know what? The sun will come out tomorrow. Go to that fun-loving thing we call scoreboard, and with that, we take you for love and joy and happiness at 12:34. And here we go. By the way, I know we're still a work in progress here, so bear with us, please. Bear the hell with us. Okay, we are just waiting for the scoreboard to pop up. Then we'll do shout-outs, more headlines, and everything else therein. Whoa. I know we got, whoa, that's something. We saw some baseball. But, No. But right now, let's give you some soccer and everything else therein. Okay, let's go. Premier League action. Burnley over Norwich 2-0 in Series A from Italia. Atalanta and Verona tied at 1. Cagliari and Sassuolo tied at 1. AC Milan over Bologna 5-1. Polish soccer action had Zagłębie over Górnik 2-0. Korona Kielce 2. Elks Lodz 0. Rakow 2. Wilsa Plock 1. And Arka Gdynia over Wisla 1-0. South Korea K-League. Busan and Gwangju FC scoreless. Sangmu took it to Daegu 2-0. And Pohang over Seoul 3-1. And the club friendly. Let's go to it. Havelkov Broad over Kozlov 2-1. Puskas Academy over Komarno 2-0. Zabrojova over Kromers 3-2. And Westerlo over Michelin 6-0. And in baseball, in Japan, Chibalati Marins over the Nippon Ham Fighters 5-2, 5-11-0 for the Marins, 2-3-1 for the Fighters. Murata for the Ham Fighters gets a loss. He's 0-1. Tanishi over the Marins 2-1. Now, Cebu Lions over the Rakuten Golden Eagles 4-3, 4-10-0 for the Lions, 3-8-1 for the Eagles. Shiomi for the Eagles lost. He's 1-3. Matsumoto got the win for the Lions. He's 1-2. Hanshin Tigers over the Chunichi Dragons 8-3, 8-5-1 for the Tigers. 3-9-1 for the Dragons. Nishi got the win for the Tigers. He's 2-1. Katsunu gets the loss for the Dragons. He's 0-2. The Akut Swallows took out the Hiroshima Carp 9-4, 9-16-0 for the Swallows, 4-11-1 for the Carp. Dokata got the loss for Hiroshima. He's 1-2. Ogawa got the win for the Swallows. He's 4-0. Fukuoka Silverhawks over the Oric Buffaloes 2-1, 2-5-0 for the Hawks, 1-4-0 for the Buffaloes. Tajima for the Buffaloes gets a loss. He split them 1-1. And Ishikawa got the win for the Silverhawks. He's 3-0. The Yomiuri Giants took out the Yokohama Bay Stars for the 2, 4-7-1 for the Giants, 2-5-2 for the Bay Stars. Imanga got the loss. He split him. He's 2-2. Sanchez got the win. He's 3-2. Game's already in progress today. Third inning. Oric Buffaloes and the Fukuoka Silverhawks are scoreless after 3 innings. Meanwhile, the Cebu Lions lead the Rakuten Golden Eagles after 2 innings, 2-1. In Major League Baseball preseason, yes, we're finally getting those guys up and ready. Philadelphia Phillies over the Washington Nationals. They are defending World Series champions, 7-2, 7-8-0 for the Phils, 2-3-0 for the Nationals. Cleveland Indians over the Pittsburgh Pirates, 5-3, 5-8-1 Cleveland, 3-10-0 for the Pirates. New York Yankees belted the New York Mets in the preseason Subway Series, 9-3, 9-12-0 for the Yanks, 3-8-4 for the Mets. In Czech Republic action, the Kotlarka Prague and the Draki Bruno game postponed due to bad weather. Eagles Prague over Hiroshi Bruno 15-11, 15-16-5 for the Eagles, 11-3-4 for Hiroshi. Ostrava, an 8-1 winner over Tempo Prague. Ostrava, 8-13-1. Tempo Prague, 1-4-2. In Nicaragua, the CNBS playoffs, Dantos over Esteli, 5-4, 5-7-0. Dantos, 4-10-0 Esteli. In South Korea, the Korean baseball organization, it was the Doosan Bears over the Kia Tigers, 6-0, 6-12-0 for the Bears, 0-9-1 for the Tigers. LG Twins over the Hanwha Eagles 3-1, 3-5-1 for the Twins, 1-8-1 for the Eagles. NC Dinos, a 6-1 winner over the KT Wiz Swan, 6-1, 6-11-2 for the Dinos, 1-3-0 for the Swan. Samsung Lions over the Lottie Giants, 5-2, 5-11-1 Lions, 2-7-2 Giants. The Kaiwoon Heroes beat up on SK Wyverns 4-1, 4-7-0 for the Heroes, 1-5-0 for the Wyverns. In the Taiwan CPBL first stage, Fubon Guardians did some Fubar, beat the Rakuten Monkeys 12-6, 12-17-1 for the Guardians, 6-16 and 2 for the Monkeys. And that is your scoreboard. Let's take you now as let's see some headlines from Awful Announcing. Let's go. Now, the Baltimore Orioles announcers for MASN, Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer, will not be the announcing the Orioles games for the Mid-American Sports Network, or Mason, in 2020 due to risk factors. That's right, kiddies. Here we go. On Saturday, MASN reversed course on an announcement earlier in the week that they would be broadcasting exhibition games between the Nationals and the Orioles in the week ahead. At that time, Mason cited, quote, a lack of revenue during the coronavirus pandemic and the health risk associated with covering the game as reasons not to broadcast the exhibitions, end quote. The trepidations about broadcasting this week may or may not be related to the news reported by the Athletic's Dan Connolly that MASN is completely revamping their long-running Baltimore Orioles broadcast team for the 60-game 2020 season due to high-risk factors. Connolly expanded on the alleged change in broadcasting strategy for 2020 by noting that this is not a permanent change, but one made out of caution due to the COVID-19 pandemic and related to MLB broadcasting plans overall. He also noted that many of those who will not be calling games may still appear from time to time from other locations via Zoom. Jim Palmer has been a mainstay of Baltimore Oriole coverage since '84 when games were shown locally on WMAR TV2 after a stint with Comcast Sportsnet Mid-Atlantic, now NBC Sports Washington. He's color commentator for all Oriole games on Mason since 2007. Palmer was joined in a broadcast booth in 2007 by Gary Thorne. They've been Baltimore's main broadcasting duo since. Oriole fans will have to make do without hearing goodbye, home run, and mercy this season. Two of Thorne's signature phrases, not to mention knowing that it's time for the broadcast to be over when Thorne says adieu when the Orioles lose or adieu, adieu when they win. Rick Dempsey was the studio analyst for O's Extra on Mason since 2007, while also doing spot duty as a game analyst during occasional games. Let's see. Do we have anything? Oh, yes. Thank you. Rick Dempsey and Tom Davis will not be doing. Let's see. Jim Palmer, Gary Thorne, Rick Dempsey, and Tom Davis, not part of the 2020 broadcast. Ben McDowell and Mike Borderick will be main analysts. Scott Garceau and Kevin Brown will be doing play-by-play, among others. It is expected that Palmer and Dempsey will continue to contribute via Zoom calls. As for the voices that the Oriole fans will hear, Kevin Brown, who calls games also for ESPN, called 50 games on the Orioles radio network last season. Meanwhile, Scott Garceau is also planning on doing some play-by-play for the Orioles this season, as well as hosting the pre- and post shows on the network. Both were previously announced as members of the revised Mason broadcasting team. Meanwhile, Mark Borderick is no stranger to Oriole fans as he's been filling in on color commentary duties since 2012, when Ben McDonald had been stepping in when needed since 2018. Both have also done radio commentary for the Orioles over the years as well. Good luck, everyone, as we draw near the game season. Jeremy Roenick, who, when we last heard from him, was still an NHL analyst. Well, in December 2019, NHL and NBC analyst Jeremy Roenick, well, he made some derogatory comments and was quickly dealt with by being suspended by the network for comments he made on Barstool Sports Spitting Chicklets podcast about co-workers Catherine Tappan and Patrick Sharp. Those comments included him saying, "I play it off like we're all going to bed together every night, the three of us. If it really came to fruition, that'd be really good." And about vacationing with his wife and Tappan, and then adding, "He's so beautiful, I'd have to think about it if he asked me about Sharp." February 2020, Roenick took to Twitter with a video titled "What a Joke," which included him saying that he will not be returning to NBC, and now he's dropped a lawsuit claiming NBC discriminated against him as a straight man. I don't think we need to go further with that. Variety piece also includes claims from Roenick that Flood told him that would not look good on your NBC record, about a request to speak in favor of then presidential candidate Donald Trump at the 2016 Republican National Convention. That Flood later told him, "Your boy is messing up this country." Roenick claims that his support for Trump was also a factor in his firing. We'll see how far this lawsuit goes. How about this? Dumped. There you go. We keep going and going and going. ESPN will shy away from potential Mets owner A-Rod calling Mets games, possibly showing a new regard for conflicts of interest. After the Orlando Magic laid off 31 people, including longtime writer John Denton, Stan Van Gundy called the owners out. Wow. Bryson DeChambeau's caddy rushed to block the camera after Bryson melted down for a 10. Longtime Louisiana sportscaster and SEC Network ESPN3 commentator Victor Howell discussed his COVID-19 battle. Sports anchor Lindsay Go has been hospitalized since July 9th with COVID-19, and a friend launched a GoFundMe to help. And the Pro Football Writers of America put out a call for change after Washington Post story on NFL sexual harassment. The Chiefs teamed with Katie Camlin, the liquor store employee who broke the Patrick Mahomes news, for a Chris Jones extension video. You'll hear about that as well. And that is it for our updates. That's right. We're at about 5 minutes, so we are going to end this on a very short note. Let's just say hi to everyone on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, because we are running a load on time. And trust me, I'm going to need a little sleep tonight because tomorrow's going to be a bit of a jolt. Anyway, I'm going to say this. I had a blast today. I hope you had a blast as well. We'll see you tomorrow night, 10 minutes after 11 or 11:10 p.m. Eastern. We'll get everything right as rain and more loosely, comedically professional as well. Thanks, everybody, for watching. For all of us here at the L2C Sports Final and L2C Sports, I'm Steve Bexley. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. May your favorite sport team be winners, and good night, America, whomever and wherever you are. I'm going to go to bed. Good night, everybody. Have a great rest of your Saturday.